Breaking news. Mazi Simon EKPA cautions British High Commission Montgomery against fueling conflict in the Southeast. Good morning to you all, my listeners, subscribers, viewers, my Biafran brothers and sisters, anywhere where you do, I throw a salute to. Na me, Monwemo, Okute Daily Talk, your own brother. Remember, my name never changes. I am Amandia Neze. Speaking to you from the platform of Okute Daily Talk too. We don't arrive this morning. We are just arriving from Bangladesh. According to my my brother Peter Obi, he says it's Bangladesh. So now there would arrive this morning with this Obonga news where we bring comfort now this Thursday morning. I beg, we're gonna enjoy it while it lasts. Well, before we proceed, do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment on any of my content. Anyone is you that is necessary for your next door neighbor to be aware of what is happening, what has happened, or what is still happening in this Biafran struggle between the autopilot and the real IPOB. In fact, Masob have come into the picture. So now we don't know which one to follow. Whether we are following IPOB, whether we are following autopilot. Are we going to follow Masob? I've been at Biafran Nations League, including another one where rose up from Enugu State the other day. Confusion everywhere. Whatever way it is, my brothers and sisters. What we all agitating is just what? For independence of Biafra. And I pray, I hope that all these divisions will not cause us this struggle that we have been struggling for the years back. Since the time of Ojukwu and comfort in the hand of that small saboteur, where in name be waiting with that Okwele name again, where they had Masob again. Wazurike, then fall in the hand of Martin Namdekano, then Simon EKPA. Another one where in name be somebody Chukwu Diabi Kilongbe. He don't come rise up again. Come pick up Masob from where they drop him in years back. We have Biafran Nations League, where they operate within the axis of Elechad. All this total confusion. Okay, alright, all them ma. We will continue. I beg, subscribe, like, and share. All the very, very important. Simon EKPA, a popular Biafran agitator and separatist, has cautioned the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Dr. Richard Montgomery, against fueling conflict in the Southeast. EKPA, the Finland-based lawyer and also Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, and also a politician in Finland, disclosed on Wednesday through his official Twitter handle. Montgomery, through his official Twitter handle, wrote on Wednesday, "It was an honor and pleasure to meet Governor Peter Mba in Enugu, especially to discuss better collaboration on attracting investment, boosting trade, and creating more economic opportunities. Lots of ideas to follow," according to Montgomery. However, EKPA told Montgomery he could not discuss investment in a conflict zone. According to him, some of the activities of the British High Commission may be fueling conflict in the Southeast region. How? I don't understand. Explain to us. Mazi Simon EKPA. He cautioned Montgomery against disrupting the call for a Biafran referendum. EKPA added that supporting the self-referendum of Biafra is supporting lasting peace in the region. So any business where you want to do with the region, you are free to do it. But first of all, hearken to the voice of the displaced Biafrans here and there, crying for mercy, crying for help, crying day and night that their voice may be heard in the so-called country or in the contraption called Nigeria. Yet, you didn't even speak about the detention of Martin Namdekano. All you can do is going straight to the Enugu State Governor to discuss how you people can try to siphon what we have there as a mineral resources so that you can use it to better your own country in the UK. That is why you people are trooping in the Southeast before the mineral resources. One, you are targeting the coal in Enugu State. That is exactly the point. Richard Montgomery, be very, very careful. This one is not a threat, but is what is a sound of warning to you. Stay off from our region. If you want anything concerning the Biafran, fight for the independence of Biafra with us so that you can be able to reap where you sow. Not coming to reap where you did not sow. This war, a word is enough for a wise. You are talking about investment in a conflict zone. Are you aware that Biafrans are fighting for an independent state? Your activities with the government will definitely fuel the crisis. Some of you are benefiting from the conflict. You come to Africa to fray crisis while you enjoy democracy in the UK. Are you not aware that Enugu State is Biafra and the people are sitting at home demanding the release of for UK citizen Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who is illegally being detained by the Nigerian state? Did they kidnap him from Kenya in your country, the UK? Do you listen to your citizens, or do the citizens listen to you? That is what we are asking you, and that is the question for you to answer. Through this medium, we the Biafran people caution you to desist from fueling conflict in the southeast. There's no way you can have investment in Biafra territory with the current conflict. Mazi EKPA wrote. EKPA's reaction comes against Montgomery's meeting with the governor of Enugu State, Peter Mba, which happens this week on Tuesday. So, my wonderful people, this one is the message where Mazi Simon EKPA, he don't drop, say make una do what? Make una continue the one, the British High Commission to Nigeria, Dr. Richard Montgomery, over the ongoing discussion with Governor Peter Mba on how to invest in the southeast, in a zone that is fighting for Biafra, in a zone that is fighting to be liberated from the conflict that is ravaging the nation. The only thing you see, they deem faithful, okay for you to do, Montgomery, is to come to discuss how to invest and how to strengthen the bilateral agreement whereby a citizen with a passport, I mean a holder of US passport, is being harassed, kidnapped, detained beyond his right. You people does not say anything. Even the lawyers in the UK, they have trooping your court on daily basis to get justice for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not for one day you have said anything concerning it. The only way you want you think it's okay is for you to try to siphon, because this Enugu State governor that look like a beggar, look like Almajiri, any offer of $1 billion now, he will sell the whole country to the UK and also to Nigerian government. All this one is just to jump up. He want to work for the people. He want to work for the people. Likute, how many of you can be able to stand and say, yes, I want to work for the Biafran people? Everybody there is going there for their own selfish interests. Stomach infrastructure everywhere. And that is why our side can never be good. We have 5 eastern governors. Nothing like a governors forum in the southeast. Imagine the leaders we send out there to represent us. You hardly see them talk to each other. But look at how united the North are. And that is why they keep on overthrowing us. That's why they keep on doing everything humanly possible to make sure that power remains in their own. How can you come out now? You have Anambra State, you have Enugu, you have Imo, you have Ebonyi, and you have other states. These 3 states, these 3 states that make up the old eastern region, which is the Biafra land. None of the governors can come out now and say, I am in peace with the governor of Enugu State. Enugu State will come out and tell you, I am in peace with the governor of Ebonyi, or Imo, or Anambra. None. But look at the north. When you go there, either the northwest, northeast, and north central, all the whole governors there, all of them are working for the betterment of their own people. Despite the fact that they have the poorest population, but they have one mind. They unite together. Look at it. 2 APC in the southeast, 1 APOGA, 1 PDP. Now we have one Labour. Then it was 2 PDP, 2 APC, and APOGA in Onitsha. But now it has been divided 2 APC, 1 PDP, 1 APOGA, and 1 Labour. Can they ever unite together for the betterment of our own people? That is what we ask. And if they can do that, or the earlier they do it, the better for all of us. So let us proceed. Photos. Peter Obi celebrates Salah with Muslim faithful in Oka, that he used to do on a yearly basis. And that is the way it is. Mazi Peter Obi, you are highly do what? You are doing well for yourself and also for the people of Anambra State. You are really doing well. And I commend you for that. Let them know that there's nothing when facing issues according to our aged parents. The Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, on Wednesday celebrated Salah with some Muslim faithful in his hometown in Oka, Anambra State. Nigeria report that the Labour Party candidate gifted the Muslim faithful with cash, bags of rice and drinks for the celebration. You can as well see the photos below. In case you never see, log on to www.nigerianews.com. You will see where P2B is celebrating with all these people. But the question here is, how many of these people can be able to come out, no matter how faithful they are, or no matter how faithful Christians are to them, come out and celebrate with Christians during Christmas or during Easter? They cannot do it. They cannot do it. They are the most foolish people you can ever encounter in this earth. They're only waiting for you to just make a single mistake. They will stone you to death, all in the name of a blasphemy. They are fighting for their own God, or they are fighting for Muhammad. Although it's only in Nigeria I see people fighting for their own gods. Instead of God to fight for the battle, now human beings are fighting for God. Illiteracy is it's a disease. Meanwhile, in a series of tweets earlier, the former Anambra State governor urged Muslims in Nigeria to embrace a spirit of love, brotherhood, and peaceful coexistence. According to Obi, this year's Eid el-Kabir celebration presents an opportunity for the Muslim faithful to foster unity and dedicate themselves to love, patriotism, and unity, which he believes are crucial for the nation's progress. The former governor of Anambra State said, "Salah gives us ample opportunities to appreciate our Creator, whose mercy and grace to us are enormous, even when we do not deserve them," according to Mazi Peter Obi. Nigerian Muslims should use the solemn period of Salah to present Nigeria's discomforting situation to Allah for his prompt intervention, according to him. "I urge Nigerians to devote themselves to the values that unite and bind all citizens in the love. Let us permanently put behind all divisive tendencies." This one is coming from the office of Peter Obi. "We should not despair and miss the essence and meaning of Eid el-Kabir festivities and the divine succor that it brings in assuring us that there is always a light at the end of every tunnel. A new Nigeria is possible." This one is coming from the office of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Gringori Obi. Last, police arrest 3 over killing of a naval officer in Ondo State. The people who knocked the naval officer on duty simply because of splashing dirty water on a motorcyclist and his passenger. They have been apprehended and arrested. At least 3 people have been arrested over an alleged connection with a recent killing of a naval officer in Ondo State. Can they be able to trace all the bandits and arrest them this way? Because anything that have to do with them, they take it serious. But this thing happened to ordinary Nigerian, the reverse is the case. Nigeria, on our way down. Nigeria had reported earlier that a naval officer identified as Akim Bohumi was attacked and beaten to a pulp on Monday by a mob following an argument with a commercial motorcyclist, Okada rider. Report that it had the late naval officer was immediately rushed to the hospital in the town but was confirmed dead by the resident doctor on arrival. A source, however, told reporters on Wednesday yesterday, that men of the police command apprehended 3 people suspected to be connected to the heinous crimes on the naval officer. The Punch quoted the source as saying that hoodlums were apprehended at various locations within and outside the town after the community leadership organized a search party to produce them. The community leaders who visited the naval school in Imeri, where the deceased was attached, were said to have promised the school authorities that all the suspects would be produced within 24 hours. The source further disclosed that one of the suspects was apprehended on his way to Akoko in Akoko South West local government area of the state while trekking to the town to escape arrest, and the other was arrested in his house where he was hiding. Confirming the arrest of the suspect, the state police public relations officer, Ms. Fumilayo Odunlami, said the police from the command was still on the trial of 3 others involved in the dastardly act. 3 of the suspects have been arrested and we are still on the trial of 3 others involved in the incident. The suspects will be transferred to the state headquarters soon, the PPRO stated. Another source, however, told the reporter that many male adults who had fled the town since the incident happened were yet to return to the community for fear of possible arrest by colleagues of the deceased who had stormed the area when the incident happened. The whole town is deserted, and today, Wednesday, is the market day, but no single soul is seen in the market over fear of reprisal attack from the Navy men. But I can confirm to you that 3 of the suspects have been handed over to the police, while efforts are ongoing to apprehend 3 others, the source who pleaded anonymity said in the interview. 4 million people in this year alone, 4 million people have entered poverty within 4 months. World Bank projects 101 million poorer Nigerians in this administration. Although Nigerian people say Jagaban, say Baba, say Jagaban, say Baba, Nigeria, and I never see anything. Say me na APC, or I go see something. The World Bank has disclosed that about 4 million people entered into poverty between January and May of 2023 in Nigeria. The bank said the development was due to the hike in inflation rates in the country, which is described as one of the highest. According to the World Bank data, 89.8 million Nigerians were poorer as of the beginning of this year, and with an additional 4 million, Nigerians became poor between January and May this year. The figure has risen to 93.8 million Nigerians. According to the World Bank, Nigeria Development Update report, the latest projection means the number of poor Nigerians will rise to 109 million if the government fails to compensate vulnerable citizens for fuel subsidy removal. Nigerians recall that the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, recently disclosed that inflation in the country rose to 22.41% in May, which is the highest in about 19 good years in country. Also, the NBS, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, in its National Multidimensional Poverty Index report, disclosed that 133 million Nigerians are multidimensional poor, leaving behind multidimensional poor. The NBS said 63% of Nigerians were poor due to lack of access to health, education, living standards, employment, and security. In a similar view, the World Bank also said inflation has risen to a 17-year-old high and has been driven by the several factors such as CBN funding or budget deficit, previous multiple exchange rates, devaluation, and trade restrictions. All happened in the APC regime. The report noted that consumer price inflation has surged and is currently one of the highest globally, which is related to Nigeria's fiscal imbalance and points to the urgency of reform efforts. Inflation in Nigeria has been high for many years due to the structural factors, but it escalated in 2022 to the point where consumer prices increased at their fastest pace for 17 good years. The consumer price index further accelerated in 2023 through May up to 22.4% year-over-year. High inflation has been driven by the monetization of the fiscal deficit by the CBN, multiple exchange rates and exchange rates depreciation in the parallel market, and intensified trade restrictions exacerbated by the spike in global food and energy prices. The CBN implemented measures to control rising inflation, including raising the monetary policy rate by 700 basis points. But this proved ineffective and monetary policy remained loose overall in the first half of this year. The loss of the purchasing power from high inflation has increased poverty in the short term, pushing an estimated 4 million Nigerians into poverty between January and May of 2023. Nigerian government, on our way done, APC, I salute you. Agbado, now you get thumb up. The World Bank in its new report explained that more people entered into the poverty bracket because of purchasing power, added that it might indicate that the total number of poor people in the country has risen to 137 million this year from 133 million previously. Hey, Nigeria. Well, very soon you go see, they will tell you 200 million people is in poverty. That means the rest 20 million are the people who control the affairs of the nation. Then the 200 million people will be in abject poverty and they will be riding their private jet. Look at the convoy that welcomed Tinubu. Look at the convoy. And they say, hey, no be only him, no be only him. Then let's say that every dignitary that come there, they have only two convoy. It will not amount to 120 convoy. But whereby a governor is going with more than something convoys, senator will go with more than something convoys, House of Reps with something convoys, then the president will go with almost 40 to 50 convoys, then including with other etc. You tell me that the country, hey, they don't have money. Citizens have to endure. They have to do sacrifices. Why the ones who are making law that don't obey to the law they make to? Lawmakers that don't obey to their law, they are the one that is joined at the expense of the poor masses. And you want us to do sacrifices. Why you cannot do? Now, they are bringing in, what do they call it? The increment in their salaries up to 114%. Very soon now you will see Senate will endorse it because what we have here now is rubber stamp Senate and rubber stamp House of Reps. The global lender added that the number of poor people in rural areas increased by an estimated 4%, while in urban settings there was an estimated increase of 11%. The report further said the removal of fuel subsidy, about 7.1 million people are at risk of becoming poor if no form of compensation is provided by the government. The report stated, in the immediate term, the removal of the fuel petrol subsidy has caused an increase in prices adversely affecting poor and the economically insecure Nigerian household. Petrol prices appear to have almost tripled following the subsidy removal. The poor and economically insecure households who directly purchase and use petrol, as well as those that directly or indirectly consume petrol, are adversely affected by the price of increase. Among the poor and economically insecure, 38% own a motorcycle and 23% own a generator. That depends on petrol. Much more use petrol-dependent transportation. The poor and economically insecure households will face an equivalent income loss of 5,700 per month, and without compensation, in additional 7.1 million people will be pushed into poverty. The World Bank warned that many newly poor and economically insecure households will likely resort to consequential coping mechanisms, such as not sending children to school or not going to the health facilities to seek preventative health care, or cutting back on nutritious dietary choices. The global lender said if compensation are not put in place to cushion the effects of the subsidy removal, several Nigerian households will not be shaded. They will all fall into poverty. While applauding the bold step of President Tinubu by removing the fuel subsidy, it said the report added, following a bold start with the recent PMS subsidy reforms and FX, forex reforms, and urgency remains for Nigerians to seize the opportunity to chart a new course with ambitious and comprehensive reforms to raise long-term growth prospects, according to the news we have here. So we are moving forward though. Nigerian soldiers have been detained for good 3 years for attacking Buratai over failure to tackle Boko Haram, released after 3 good years simply because he says the truth and they put him behind bars. That is why you see the Boko Haram we are fighting today. It is political. It's not going to end today or tomorrow, because even the people at the forefront will tell you, whenever you complain, my dear, your own is gone. It's either they court-martial you or they send you behind bars. A Nigerian soldier, Lance Corporal Martins Edakpemi, this one is from Benue, has been released after being detained for 3 years, according to reports on Wednesday. Edakpeni was allegedly detained on the orders of the former Chief of Staff Tukuru Buratai, since June of 2020. After his lengthy stay in army detention in Sokoto State, Edakpani has now returned home. Edakpani, in a chat with the Sahara reporter, said, "Have been released some hours ago. I am now at home." The new chief of army staff, Major General Tori Lagbaja, ordered my release. "They came to release me today, led by my OC band, Major Gideon. I am still making efforts to ensure that other soldiers are released who have been forgiven already. I am at home at my barracks in Sokoto." I went for almost 12 to 13 court sittings, and the case was statuted bad. I was arrested on June 23 of 2020. For what offense? Simply because he challenged the so-called army staff. Edakpani was arrested in June 2020 shortly after making a viral video castigating Buratai for the failings of the Nigerian army to combat and destroy the Boko Haram terror group. Because their hand is in it, they know exactly what they are doing. Hope Uzodinjo shut down all illegal motor parks in Owerri. The governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinjo, or Senator Hope Uzodinjo, has on Wednesday shut down illegal motor parks in Owerri, the state capital. The governor stated that parks were using the illegal motor parks to humiliate motorists and commuters, thereby damaging the reputation of his government. Uzodinjo said this in Owerri through the Commissioner for Transport, Rex and Unobi, while meeting with the stakeholders in the transport sector in the state. The governor disclosed that a toll-free number will be provided to the members of the public to report any misconduct of traffic officers. He also stated that a monitoring team would be set up to arrest touts impounding people's vehicles, especially those forcefully collecting vehicle plate numbers. He said the governor has expressed concerns on the lapses inherent in the transport sector about illegal parks, diminishing urban renewal, including the activities of non-state actors causing problems, causing people pain, and damaging the government's image. The governor has said that it must stop finally. That the designated traffic enforcement shall impound or clamp down on vehicles parked on the unauthorized places and shall attract appropriate fines payable to the Treasury single account. Before such